Hey friends, check out what I found at Habitat for Humanity. Welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time here on my channel, a warm welcome to you. My name is Valerie, your practical decorator, helping you to make it home. Right now, I am trying to make my place home by refurbishing this lovely vintage piece that I picked up at the restore. If you saw that video that I showed you what I got at the restore, you would be familiar with this cabinet. So yeah, I picked it up because I fell in love with the details and the size, knowing that it could provide lots of storage for some stuff I wanted to store in my dining room. And plus, I had the perfect, in quote, place that I could put it. However, I didn't realize it needed as much work that I ended up having to do on it. Not to say I wouldn't pick it up, I would still have picked it up because it was such an excellent buy for a lovely piece. So I'm going to take you through now and share with you what I did to refurbish this lovely sideboard. And then at the end, I will share with you what it looks like today. Take note of the staining that's on the front of the sideboard. Now, I'm not quite sure what type of staining it is, but I am going to show you how I was able to get those stain marks out. As I said, when I picked it up in the store, I wasn't aware of how much work there was to be done to this lovely piece. However, I think maybe because we moved it and actually loaded it in the SUV, maybe being the age it is, some of the parts actually rattled a little and came apart. But what I'm doing right here is using some glue to put the side panel in place because that side panel actually fell right down. And so, yeah, I was able to glue it and then leave it to dry to get it in.
I'm trying to fit this wood into two slots that are here. A piece is missing from here, and this thin piece of wood seems to be okay. However, it was a bit thick to go inside the slats. So what I did was just use a handsaw to saw through the first layer and then use my chisel to take a piece off from here and a piece off from here. So now I am going to try to see if it will fit. Yeah, oh, fits like a charm. And so what I'm going to do then, because the intention is for it to hold this piece up here. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and I have some brown stain. So I'm going to stain this piece of wood. I'm using Mr. Clean to try to get out the marks that were here. It looks like it's working. I don't know if it's because it's damp, but I will see. When it dries, then I'll be able to tell if it got out the marks. Okay, some other marks over this side. The marks over there were similar to these, but they were just bigger.
You heard it right. Yeah, I'm using a Mr. Clean eraser sponge to get the marks out. Mark, it's taking some real elbow grease. As you can see, I'm stopping and starting, stopping and starting. But yeah, it eventually got the marks out. And that's what I wanted. So that was great.
Like, I didn't know if this would work, but it looks like the Mr. Clean is working. Mr. Clean is cleaning. Wow. It's gonna be a lot of storage for me. Okay, so I think the marks are out, so I'm gonna rub the one over there a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna get a piece of cloth and clean up.
So this was my alternative to sanding because I did not want to do any sanding at all. If I started sanding, then chances are I would have to sand the whole thing. And so I wanted to stay as far away as possible from sanding.
I am happy with the result with Mr. Clean, because I was thinking that I was going to have to sand it. You know, if I sanded it, I would have taken off a layer, and I didn't really want to sand it, so I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this. So I'm just using a wet cloth just to clean up, but I think Mr. Clean did very well in getting out the marks that I wanted to get out, so I'm very happy. Okay, so one more thing I have to do here is this over here. This piece of wood is nailed into the side here. This one obviously doesn't have anything to keep it, so it keeps rocking back and forth. So I'm just gonna try to put a couple screws in to hold it. So wish me luck. Let me hope it doesn't split on me. Maybe the first thing I should do is drill it, but I'm gonna take my chances. We're good. So that's good, because this will help to hold the drawer that's in this area. So it's important for it to be stable. Okay. I think the doors are dry enough now for me to put some oil on them. So I'm going to go ahead and put some oil on. So I'm using the same damp cloth that I used to wipe. Mark, I washed it out after I wiped, but I'm using the same damp cloth to apply the linseed oil.
Now it's time to finish off the side panel by putting in a couple of pieces of braces that had fallen out and knocking the whole thing back together with some glue, of course. And I think I used a couple screw underneath just to make sure everything is secure. So I'm no professional refurbisher, but I know enough to know that when you're knocking on something, it's best not to knock directly on it, but to put a piece of wood between your surface and the hammer or the mallet. Okay, so there was this gap that I was trying to get rid of, but it seemed as though my mallet was too lightweight. So it was giving me a run for my money. I stopped filming and I actually went and got a heavier hammer and I was finally able to knock it into subjection. Now it's time to replace the cabinet doors. I took them off when my son and I were flipping the sideboard a couple times because I did not want them to get damaged.
Oh no, so sorry, friends. Please join me in part 2 for the reveal, because not only am I up to my limit at how long I like to make my videos, but I have worked so hard on refurbishing this sideboard that I think it warrants its own highlight reel. So please remember to check it out. Thank you so much for your support on my channel. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the support that you give me. You've given me a platform to share my craft, and I am grateful. Now, do me a favor. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscription button. And remember to hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified of new videos. You take care now. I'll see you in the next video.